Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Hawashai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Hawashai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Hawashai. Call Loyim Yahweh by Hashem Yahwashai by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock. Shalom and salutation to Akim out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. Shalom to all the elect Akim Aqua, scattered Israelites, Israelite foreigners. I brought this out. This video is edifying, will be. And this is just an update on UBI. You know, I'll probably come up with some fancy title later on, but doesn't really need one. It's just UBI, Universal Basic Income. As you can see, I've been watching and getting ready to make this video and getting all my notes together on UBI and where it's at right now. So Universal Basic Income, I'll play a little bit of this video that kind of points out a lot of things. I go into some points that was made in the video. Then we're going to back it up with scripture. I brought this out as edifying, straight to the point. Let's get it.
Are you tired of getting lowball cash offers for your house? Not only will we buy your home.
The rise of the machines.
As automation spreads through the American economy, experts say its impacts will be uneven.
In the world that we are creating very quickly, we're going to see more and more things that look like science fiction and fewer things that look like jobs.
How does society, companies, and employees adapt to this acceleration of technology inroad?
Governments across the world need a narrative that helps people to feel that they do belong, that they are being heard. That's one way that they can start to rebuild trust.
Hi, welcome to another Cold Fusion video. The Industrial Revolution has brought about a change of seismic proportions. No time in human history has seen such an acceleration of the economy and people's standards of living. While it created many jobs, it also displaced some. Today, another revolution is taking place, this time in software and hardware. However, this revolution is different compared to anything that has come before it. Technology is catching up to the workforce faster and more widespread than ever before. Where I live, a lot of supermarket checkout staff have already been replaced, and in the United States, truck drivers seem to be next. Even radiologists, accountants, and lawyers are being threatened by AI that can better perform aspects of their jobs. Basically, with newer AI technologies like deep learning, as said by Google co-founder Sergey Brin, there is currently no clear limit to what can be automated. So the question is, if millions of people start to lose their jobs through automation and AI, what impact will this have on the modern economy and society? It may not be a guaranteed result, but the risks make it worth thinking about. One of the most general solutions to this problem is Universal Basic Income, or UBI. So what is UBI, and what are the arguments around it, and what will the future of work look like?
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
All right, so I'm going to stop it there. That video basically does just that. It goes into all of that. If I want to bring it back up, I will. All right, just some notes on UBI. Is just the rise of automation and AI in the American economy is resulting in the displacement of jobs, particularly low-skilled and repetitive ones. And they list some of those jobs down here. It says researchers down here. It says researchers estimate that between 20 to 30% of all jobs, peep that, 20 to 30% of all jobs will be lost by 2030 due to automation, which is, AI, in robots, with a significant number of jobs in the retail, manufacturing, and transportation sectors being at risk. And so this is where, it's talking about displacement of low-skilled and repetitive in particular. Now, if you look in your supermarkets, where's the cashiers? All right, I've seen Dollar Generals have no cashiers anymore. They got the self-checkout. That's probably the most updated thing I've seen here in Alabama. But it's coming for everything. All right. Why? Because automation is on a rise. Just like you had the Industrial Revolution. You go back in periods of time in industries, you'll see that there was a whole era called the Industrial Revolution where people went from farms, and then globalization took place where trade happened on a global scale. And then you had people migrating to cities to work in warehouses and factories. And now you're going to have the introduction of automation. Well, this is why the talk of UBI comes up, Universal Basic Income. It says here, experts suggest that if millions of people lose their jobs due to automation, a UBI could be a potential solution to mitigate the impact on the modern society. UBI is an idea that has been around for centuries, and it involves giving every citizen monthly payout to cover their basic living needs. Down here it says AI has already started to outperform humans in certain aspects of jobs, such as reviewing legal documents and diagnosing diseases based on x-rays. And if it's already outpacing and outperforming people, right, where do you think it's going to go? And by the way, the society and the morals and the ethics and the work ethic of people is dying down. All right, Gen Z do not have the same work ethic that the baby boomers had, even at their age. So it's not an age thing; it's a mentality thing. So the mentality is dwindling here in Babylon in America, and you're gonna have to replace that with what? Automation. So AI has already started outperforming, and if this technology, we know that technology grows. We know that technology gets better. All right, look at the first gaming system, what the Atari 500 or 400, whatever they called it, or Pong, all the way up until what they got now. You can play with a VR lens, man. You can play in virtual reality. So the natural, path of technology gets better and better. So you can only imagine what those Meta or those Tesla robots going to look like in the coming days, or what Neuralink is going to figure out how you can control your car now with your mind and your brain chip. All these things is happening right now in real time. So it says wealth inequality is a significant issue in many countries, is likely to increase as low-skilled labor is replaced by high-tech machines. A robot tax has been proposed. Let's keep going. Andrew Yang of 2020, that's that Asian guy in the beginning of the video. It says the 2020 American president candidate has proposed a UBI system that would provide every citizen with $1,000 per month. Sounds amazing, right? UBI may help incentivize the lowest income groups to work and improve their situation, but it may also provide an excuse for some people to remain lazy and motivated. And the reason why we know UBI is going to come to pass, regardless of if people become lazy or motivated, is what the biblical prophecy says about concerning the end times. That's how we know. Governments and organizations around the world are conducting trials and studies to understand the practical implications of UBI. I believe the last one I heard about was in Chicago. All right, UBI studies. All right, but they do this basically with is welfare. It's welfare. It's the welfare system. That was the first UBI. All right, so let's get into what the scriptures say. All right. Again, the video I'm referencing is called Universal Basic Income Life After Automation. So I'm going to X that out. And let's go ahead and before I grab the prophecy, I want to also, it's all prophecy, but I also want to grab this before I forget. Ecclesiastes 12:1 says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So we know evil days are coming. Scriptures in 2 Ezra 4th chapter. One of my favorites. The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt find out that the world hasteth fast to pass away. All right. It says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt have no pleasure in them. So very soon, there's going to come a time when we ain't going to have pleasure in the world. And you could begin, what plays an element of that is AI taking up your job. Now, you can easily sit home, obviously, if you're on a UBI. But what are the ramifications that's going to come along with a UBI? We're going to get into it. Well, evil days. It's going to be evil days. And drawing nigh means coming close to you. All right, let's go on. And this is a parable, by the way. Some would say this is just talking about being young versus being old. But we know that this is symbology of being old is a symbology of the future. Being young is a symbol of right now. All right. verse 3 says, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves. We know that the rulership of this world, Esau, Edom, is going to bow themselves and tremble out of fear of the evil days that are coming. And it says, and the grinder shall cease. And when you look up grind, is basically it's a metaphor today for work. Grinding, shall cease because they are few. All right. And so the time of work is going to be short. All right. That's what I'm getting into here with UBI and how AI is threatening 20 to 30% of all jobs by 2030. That's a big deal. All right. And where we at, 2024. So that's 6 years away. All right. And it's already starting, as I mentioned earlier. Where are the people working now that used to be cashiers? They were already low paying, low skilled labor. Did they miraculously get skilled labor all of a sudden? And even if you have skilled labor, can you replace the rate in which these machines is outperforming humans? All right, where they diagnosing diseases on the x-rays, things that it would have took you years in college and universities to find out. That's why the truth about colleges and universities is coming out that's all a scam. It was never really to educate the population. It was to make money off of y'all and make you guys debt slaves. Make us all debt slaves. All right, so let's go into why we know that this is coming to Babylon. All right. How we know it's going to really hit the whole world. All right. UBI and AI really, it changes the direction of the entire world. It's like, this is Revelation 13. And 15, I'll start at 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is Babylon, America, giving life unto the image of the beast, the Roman Empire, which was the first beast before it. All right. It gave power to that beast, meaning it comes in the same stead as the ancient Roman Empire. Look up the similarities between America and Rome. You can do a whole study lesson on that. There are plenty. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the beast should be killed. So this is a serious thing we're involved with, in which society is turning towards a authoritative dictatorship type style, That's what they're going to introduce into the world. They're not going to have long to have it. The scriptures in Job tells you that when they are about to fill their belly, then they'll be defeated, basically. Then they'll be destroyed as they are about to fill their belly. But it's still gonna shift. There's still gonna be a shift that we can feel, that we can see into this MOTB system, into this beast system. All right, your life will feel threatened if you don't go ahead with what they're telling you to do in this new system that's coming. Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their forehead. Obviously, we go into this being the C-hip. All right, you spell them words out, C-hip, and that's what you got, And when you go into this word in the Greek, all right, dealing with the MOTB for the new listeners, here's the word.
Strong's G 5480, charagma.
And before I define it, I'll go into the root word. All right, the root word here is charax.
Strong's G 5482, charax.
All right, which means to sharpen to a point. You think of an edge of a needle, right? All right, the idea is scratching. You think of what a needle does, right? It says a pale or a stake, a palisade. You look that word up. It's just the stakes like a fence. What makes up a fence is various stakes sticking out of the ground. Well, that's what it's dealing with. All right, something that's poked into the ground. Well, in this sense, it's a printed mark. All right, the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And there's no the Antichrist. The scripture says there are many Antichrists, right? It's just somebody against the anointed Savior, showing you how heavy this time is, that they're defined, people that are against Yahushua are defined as Antichrist, anti-Messiahs. All right, so in your allegiance with this system, this beast system, followers of the beast, it should say, you're going to have to receive of this mark. And the implication of not receiving it, and you see thing carved, so you know it's going to go into your skin. And the implication, if you do not receive it, is this. And by the way, we always mention the right hand or forehead because they have the ones that go in between your thumb and your index finger and that fatty part of your hand. And they also have the ones that go on your forehead, i.e. Neuralink, that's running trials daily as we speak. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which goes hand in hand. It's like I wanted to point this out, which goes hand in hand with UBI. UBI again is the system in which is going to allow average Americans to be able to mitigate. It says a potential solution to mitigate the impact on modern society that comes from millions of people losing their jobs to automation. So it's the quote unquote answer. However, this thing has been in play since the 80s when this form of technology started to come about. In fact, the creator, I forget his name, of the C-hip, that little rice grain sized C-hip, later said that this is the MOTB. After he created, he realized that that's what it is. Just like Oppenheimer realized what he created after. So if no man can buy or sell, save that he had the mark, well, this easily, once the 20-30% of people lose their jobs, they'll be the first people that's introduced to this UBI system. And the UBI system is going to come along with the MOTB. It's going to come along with this mark. It's going to come along this etching, this palisade, this prick of your skin that drops in this C-hip. And the C-hip tracks your purchases. The C-hip is your payment system. And to back that up, you have all these videos where brothers are sending around each other, passing around Israelite viral videos, GMS viral videos of people using their hands to purchase things. You have a girl on TikTok called Chip Girl. All right. You have various videos that brothers do, all pointing out that, Klaus Schwab of the WEF wants to bring about digital identification. Bill Gates has spoken about digital identification. Zuckerberg, all of the favorite people, all your favorite people. Elon Musk, all the big names in tech today, they all discuss, what's to come, the payment system to come. And you can see Bitcoin on the rise, cryptocurrency, things that you don't need cash for. Cash is becoming outdated. The more and more the old generation dies off, the more and more the younger generation never seen cash and don't want to deal with cash, don't care about having cash. For somebody to pull out thousands of dollars, you look at them like you're crazy. Where you going, to a strip club? But I digress. He says here in verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 606. You go into that word 666. It also gives you an idea of what that mark is, right? You go into the word chi psi stigma in the Greek, as you see here, chi psi stigma. All right, 666, which is also the universal UPC code. All right, UPC code, and then various things that Esau has. He turns them into 666 all throughout, so all throughout media, all throughout entertainment, you'll see the number 666 everywhere. Disney logos everywhere. All right, because it's the worship of the beast, you know. I'm trying to find that word psi in the Greek. Let me see if I can stigma. Okay, stigma. That's what I was looking for. You see the root word stigma, which is 6. And it says again, from the primary stizo, to stick, to prick, which we just got through with the word carex, which means to prick. A mark pricked or in or branded on upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut. Because you ask a Greek person what's how you say scissors in Greece, you're gonna say karagma, for real. Or how you say cut in Greece is karagma. All right, it says here, into their bodies, cut into their bodies, to indicate what master or general they belong to. You see now? You see how it's all about being branded upon your body, a physical mark that slaves had to represent who their masters were, indicating who they belong to, is right there in the usage of the Greek words. That's 666. That's the mark. All right, which is going to be brought in by this whole UBI system. So when you hear the word UBI, just understand it's dealing with the MOTB. All right, for sure. And anytime you hear AI, it's going to be linked to UBI. So the more you hear about artificial intelligence or people losing their jobs to robots, which obviously 20 to 30% by 2030 is a big deal. That means we ever so closer. The more thou searches, the more thou shalt find out that the world hasteth fast to pass away. I brought this out. This video was edifying. Till next time, shalom.